ultimate dare. You'll knock his head off. Get the head off.
Oh, my head's so lopsided. I need a haircut so badly.
Well, and many years of happiness to you guys. Congrats. Thank you. This might be the best wedding gift I can give.
Let it grow.
Before, but I did want to start off with this though. So before the meeting, I was kind of running some screeners, right, and ran across a list so I can kind of show the list that I had put together. Here is I saw this Best Buy, and I had Best Buy on my list, on my watch list, and they are now in a buy status. So I was looking at Best Buy, and I'll go to it. Just trying to get some find some other stocks that's in that small category, in anywhere from the $3,000 mark to the $10,000 mark, that kind of keep the accounts low. Let me see here. So if I go to Best Buy, yeah, I think that took my screener away too. I think it did. I'll just go back. All right. So let me see. All right. So Best Buy.
In the waiting room.
Who was that?
Huh?
Are we expecting anybody?
Uh-huh.
See me.
Waiting room. Who is it?
Is it Carmisha?
Everybody is on. I don't know who that is. That's a 5-7. Y'all know anyone with a 573 number?
573.
That's a Jeff City number, ain't it?
Yeah, like Lake of the Ozarks somewhere.
Is that your dad's number and he's on the wrong day?
Well, it surprised me.
All right, we good. Don't worry about it.
No, that's not
How do I do this? Text out right now?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll run another screener, but this option change for Best Buy didn't look too bad. I didn't know if anybody else had looked at it. 10 days to expiration, $75. I was gonna look at the chart here to kind of see where they've been. Let me see. So the RSI currently is in a neutral status. So that may be a good play for somebody if they want to check out Best Buy. I know that with Boeing, just want to give you a little history, right? Because I know we all got it. So I was just gonna try to throw out there kind of how to play it. But I did want to bring up Best Buy if anybody wanted to do a fundamental analysis on it later, off privately. But I just wanted to bring that up, and I'm gonna run another screener here in a second to see if we can find any other deals out there on the table. So Boeing, and I wanted to show everybody this because when it goes down like that, sometimes you obviously have some concerns, right? So I know we've always been looking at the 3-month view. So has anybody ever taken the time to go back, say 10 years, 10-year view?
No, I haven't.
I have, but not with those guys. I don't know if I've been a 10-year. Yeah, that's a
10-year.
Yeah.
All right. So if you go back and look at it, back in 2015, so it hasn't been this low probably since somewhere around 2013. And the whole time it's just been in a steady progression up. And then COVID hit. And so just a way to play this dip here, and I did this today, is, oh, come on.
Hello?
Is it up? Okay. A way you can play this dip here
You know,
is on the 10-day, and you can see these premiums are starting to come back up.
Can't get right.
So you got the 125 at 540, the 124 at 500, the 123 at 445. So these premiums are starting to move back up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
We don't see those, Mello. You gotta share your screen.
yeah,
oh, my bad.
okay.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, we got
All right. So a way you can play the dip and be patient about it. So I'll explain how Dennis benefited from Roku. Roku kind of did this to me and Dennis probably about 30 days ago, where we both owned 200 shares of the stock. Roku seemed like it didn't want to make its mind up. Dennis, keep me straight here, but it was in the $80 and $90 mark, and me and Dennis both bought the stock at 104. And next thing you know, we got Roku for about 30 days, where it was just in the $80 and $90 mark, and then the next thing you know, it took off. The benefit from that was it took off so fast. Dennis and I both stayed out of the trade, let a week go by where we didn't collect any premium, right? But the setup was on. It was jumping $9 and $10 a day. So on its initial move up, we became the drivers of the stock at that point, meaning the premium was in the money, like it was at $110. So we were already in the money, and I think Dennis collected. I know I was at $1,400, and I think Dennis collected right around $1,500. I think $700 one week, $1,500 the other week, and then Dennis finally got out of the stock last Friday. At what strike point was that, Dennis?
We're at 5.8.
124.
Got out at 124, yeah.
So Dennis got out. Dennis collected $700 one week, $1,500 another week, and then got out $20 past what he bought it for. So 200 shares, he collected another $4,000. So I'm only saying that because Boeing is kind of doing what it did to us a couple months ago, and so you just have to bear with the market, right? So what you don't want to do is panic and sell at a loss, but what you can do is you can go out a week, right? And let's go to all. All right, so I think Tony, myself, Dennis, Gerald, Jeanette, we're all on the call side, I believe, at this point.
Yeah.
So what I did today, because I wanted to collect something, I just went out a week, right? Because I'm not afraid. So it got put to me at 136. So all I did was I just wanted to collect $100, right? Because I got other trades going on. So I just wanted to collect the $100 because I know what's gonna happen. So I'm not gonna give it back at 136. I don't care what happens. I went out here to like 139. And as it come towards me, I will roll out of it. I will roll back as it start coming back to me. But I wanted to get something on the books, right? I didn't want it to just lay dormant because what happened on Monday happened so fast. If you didn't get in here, then you didn't get in for the most part, because it just at the 140 strike point, as the price went down, the price of the premium prices also went lower. So what I wanted to do was get something, right? I wanted to get something on the table. And so I just said, hey, I'm not afraid to go out, because ultimately I want to get my 136 plus as much money as I can get from now until
Like,
infinity.
wait. Yeah.
Right. Right. So I'm not afraid of it because I got other stuff going on, but I did not want to wait another week and not get anything in hopes that the price coming back. So understand the volatility of a Boeing. Understand that, Boeing tomorrow could move $19 in your favor. And so what you don't want to do is try to do this, grab one of these dollar amounts, and then before the afternoon come while you're driving down the street, it done ran past you.
Yeah.
Because it can't happen. So what I wanted to do is just brace myself for it to come back. And you can sell this until the end of time, right? You can just keep collecting this. So we got to look at the discounted price that we was able to buy it for, which, 14 grand, somebody say, well, that ain't a discount. Well, for certain stocks, that would be considered a discounted price. As you can see, these premiums are still high, but the further you go out, if you just want it like say June 12th, let's see what June 12th brings. So Gerald and Jeanette, if you just wanted to go out, right, and just say, hey, we're gonna go a few more weeks out, you divide that by how many weeks you're moving out and say, okay, this, we're pretty much collecting $100. But you could set yourself up to go out, 2 or 3 weeks. You don't have to sit there
Right.
within the week. That's if you wanted to collect more than what you initially paid for, which is what I suggest, because you don't have to run from it. It's not going anywhere. You own it, so it's not a bad thing to own it. Dennis owned Roku for how many months, Dennis? 3 months?
At least 3 months, yeah.
Really?
3 months, but he collected premium that whole time, and at the end was the biggest slice of the cake where he collected $4,000. But that was because he played the market. He didn't let the downturn run him away. Because if he'd have done that, right now he'd be kicking himself.
Yeah.
So Delos, what's the longest that you have continued to push back / owned on the call side or played on the call side?
2 years.
That's obviously that was by design. That was a Roku you was telling us about, right?
Yeah, I've owned Roku. I've owned Roku for like 2 years, but I bought in at Roku. My first 100 shares I bought in at Roku was at $40.
Wow.
Yeah, so I just kept rolling back and rolling back and rolling back, and then I bought another 100 shares with Dennis at 104. Dennis was in and out of Roku a few times. He got in at like 90. I think one time me and Dennis got in together at like 90, in the $90 range, and then we sold off, and then we bought back in. But I don't want you guys to fear the market, right? $150 is better than nothing. And so I know it sounds small, but when the market comes back, you'll be in position to take full benefit of that, and you'll see, like it'll be your testimony to go, okay, I get it, because I understand, like if you keep collecting the premium, the more premium you collect, the smaller your the gap, your break even point starts to narrow as well, because it's not 14,000 anymore. You collected premium possibly 2 or 3 weeks before it was put to you. Then you collected some call money, and now, it's not $14,000 anymore. I've collected, 2,000 or 2,500. So you start walking that down, and that'll give you your comfort level. And that's the only reason why I'm having the conversation, is because sometimes it does. It's tough to get comfortable when things are not going the way you planned them to go. So it's real easy to kind of lose your grip and want to run and be safe, but you can just play the market and just stay within your bearings. And so even if you didn't want to take anything off the table, you can just go back in at the strike point you sold them, that you bought them for, which would be 140. And if you wanted to come out here and get this 140, then get the 445. I'd rather get the 445 than to sit there week after week and nibble if the stock is going down. But in most cases, as the stock comes up, if it ever comes back up to 130, 133, then what you want to do is hop back in there at that point and grab your 145 or 144, because ultimately you want to have the stock, because depending if you go back and play on the call side, the reserved cash that you got is still the same. So if you may go back to the call side with 12,000, well, you're already on the call side with 14,000. So I mean, you don't have to run to get out of a trade just to go back to the put side with the same capital or close to the same capital.
Mm-hmm.
Just to give you an understanding, give you just a comfort level of how to use certain strategies. You all saw on the meeting that the guy had with TD Ameritrade. Clearly, a lot of people are coming in here and this is their strategy. They say, well, I'm gonna go 45 days out. So this is what he used to teach internet full of people. Basically, coming here. I can come out here and do a 45 day and grab me $610. I mean, that's what, 125 a week or 115 a week, or I believe, or maybe less. But the money is there. Like, I don't have to run from it. I'll just keep collecting this. I mean, there's nothing wrong with collecting the money, and then you can come out here to 150 if you want. That's another $1,000 past what you paid for it. So it's how you play it. Right. And it's no right or wrong. It's no Delos way or Juro way or Dennis way. It's just what you are comfortable with making, because you got other money, you got other things going on that you're already benefiting from. So it's not a reason to panic and veer off course, unless you unless you feel there's a benefit in another stock. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I'll come back to Boeing and go to Best Buy or Wayfair, because you'll see what happened, right? Tony came out with Wayfair 3 weeks ago. Wayfair is completely out of the price point now for most of us. And you see how fast that happened? It didn't take long. Wayfair ran away from everybody on the call.
Yeah.
Everybody, because you think, right, I'm gonna play around in Wayfair for a while. Wayfair said, no, you're not. If you're gonna play with me, you're gonna have to come up.
Yep.
So I just want everybody, because right now you are all versed with the language and the lingo, and so me getting on here telling you, how to do a strategy, you already know calls and puts, right? You can consider yourself, fully aware of how to maneuver, how to make a decision, how to pick a stock, how to read it. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about some of the decision making behind some of the stuff that you probably know. I'm not going to assume you don't, but I'm going to look at this Royal Caribbean for a second, and I'm going to tell you why I'm excited about it. Hold on, let me go reshare. I think I'm on the right screen. Okay. All right, you all can see that.
Yeah.
All right, so RCL. So if you look up earnings per share, you'll notice that you want your earnings per share to also, it's just another box. It's just another box to check. When you're looking at things that clearly you're buying at a discount, as you can see here, we've talked about this 100 times. I'm not going to bore you with all the stuff you already know, but what made me go in and buy more of the contracts was the fact that on the summary, not only does Wayfair pay a dividend, not Wayfair, good Lord. Not only does Royal Caribbean pay a dividend, they also have an earnings per share of 8.95. And on the spectrum, you kind of want that to always be a positive number. And I was going to try to run a screener to see if I can pull out all the top EPS companies that are out there and then along with what ratings, if they're a 4 or they're in a buy status, just to see if we can find any good apples on the tree, something that we may all be overlooking. So I wanted to talk about the earnings per share because I used this along with the RSI to make a decision yesterday. So after, slide you over here. So after I saw that this was being oversold, I'm like, well, the stock is going to come up, right? So eventually it's going to be overbought. Today it took a little dip as well. I think it was at 38 this morning and it dropped down to 36. Well, I'm not afraid to be put these shares because I am probably going to be long on these stock shares. So these are shares that I am going to probably keep because I have a funny feeling that from some of the news that's been coming out that Royal Caribbean is booking cruises through 2021. They are making it public that they are, they're just waiting on the CDC to release them to start back this year in July. So I feel very confident that they're going to return back to some normalcy. And I just want to be able to get in on some of that activity as they started to come back. I hate to sit here and a Wayfair happens and we literally missed the boat. You know what I mean? So
unintended.
So in this case, you may want to do as a strategy, you may want to do one contract, right? You may want to do 100 shares, right? Just to keep for yourself and use your option strategies for some other stuff. But you may want to just say, let's just see, it's $3,600. Let's just see how this plays out. And that's a strat. I mean, it's just one of the things. It's not a per se a strategy. It's just something that I just feel comfortable about. They got a good earnings per share. They're currently oversold. The news, the public sentiment has been, not as good as you may want it to be. But there are ways that you can benefit. Like I honestly believe that I can turn this 36 into to 92. You know what I mean? I really do believe that that's going to happen. And so I'm a buyer of the stock, but as an options investor, I'm not just going to, face value. I'm not going to pay for it. And I was just looking at, even if you wanted to come in at a later date and get locked in, even if it moves on you, right? Let me see. If you wanted to take 100 shares and let that be your strategy, just come out 2 weeks. Come out 2 weeks and go in at a 35. Go ahead and collect the 252 and keep doing that and just keep doing that until you get put to stock. That's if it ever falls to you. It may not ever fall. And then you'll start to get the feel of the direction of which way the stock is going to go because you'll be in that 35 mark for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And it may take off. But I just wanted to do it with, 100 shares just to see because I did my fundamental analysis. It's a lot different than my decision that I made with the cannabis stock where I didn't do a fundamental analysis and got my hand whacked. Still looking at that daily. Won't do that again. But I feel good about everything. All the boxes for me are checked. And I was just like, what's the worst that could happen? It can go to zero, which I pretty much doubt. I mean, they're a pretty well-respected company. And it's just one of the things, right? So I just take that into consideration that you can maneuver these however you like because you all now have mastered the basics of hitting the buttons, understanding what you can and can't do. You know what you can leverage, how many you can leverage. You guys and gals know how to do a combination of option contracts to get the premium that you may be looking for. I know Gerald and Jeanette have a goal of 800 a week. Tony, I'm sure you got a goal. Chuck, same thing. Dennis, and now that you know the basics, and Carmisha, you're right there. And as you start to put things together, you'll start to just share, hey, what you're doing, and everything that's being texted right now, I'm sure it's all making sense to everybody, right? But guys, please understand, you're only like 35, 40 days into this, and you came in right in like COVID, like you came in at possibly like a crash of the market. So for you to still be listening to what I'm saying, you're confident in your own beliefs. The basics is what you heard from me, but the carriage and the buttons are being pushed by you, the analytics, all that stuff is being done by you. You're kind of like off on your own at this point. And there's just things that as we continue to meet, you just start to pick up and ask those questions. But what's important during this time, right, is to get a very solid watch list. And I know, Gerald, you sent that link out. If you could share with the team how you found that link.
Which one? Carmisha?
Oh, Carmisha did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Carmisha, if you want to share with everybody how you found that information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they're in TD Ameritrade, and let me share my screen.
Let me stop sharing so you can grab it. Okay, there you go.
Okay, you playing too much. I want to do extras. Yeah, and then it said like, go to Thinkorswim, share, system preferences, and there we go. Okay, it won't let me do it, but I can go back to your application for Thinkorswim. Hey, Delos, go back to your application of Thinkorswim. Not the TD Ameritrade website, but the actual Thinkorswim application. Do you have it on desktop?
I can't hear.
He's muted. He muted himself. You can unmute.
Yeah, no, it's gonna. I'm loading it up now. It's gonna take a minute though.
Okay. So underneath the Thinkorswim application on the desktop, I at least have it, and I don't think it's on the mobile, but on the desktop, it is available for you to utilize the scan. And so I found this by doing one of the archived videos from TD Ameritrade. A guy was going through what he utilizes to find out which stocks are rolling on a weekly basis, since that's what we're doing. And he utilized the fundamental analysis where they at least had 30% of their year-to-year return altogether.
Okay.
So underneath the scan, it allows you to set up many different parameters of what you want to utilize, but there is a list basically that you can have of the weeklies, and you can set up a watch list for that conference call that all of us were on with the guy from Twitter, and he talked about the Kahoot. I did add that onto mine. Yeah, I did add to, what was his name, sir? Falat, yes, Mr. Falat. I did add that onto mine as well, and that's just another parameter that's on there that'll show you what's going on with the stocks also. So I created my watch list based upon what little money I got overall for it, and allow me to show that. And then I can also see the ones for dividends, dependent, and you can set up the parameters of what you want for the dividends, for the share prices that you're looking at right here, right now. And that was just easier for me to navigate than trying to figure it out from TD Ameritrade by all the stocks and then seeing which ones were weekly and which ones aren't.
Okay. What is this?
Let me see if the system preference is open system.
Because I got something. All righty. All right. Does everybody have their email up? I meant to share this last week, and I'm about to forward this. Carmisha, you got what's your email address?
Carmisha Jordan at
Is that
Gmail.
CARME
SHA
SHA
Jordan
Jordan.
at Gmail.
All right. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
All right. What and Cormisha, I'm gonna have you walk us through that
Yeah.
on this screen. I just sent the email to everybody, and I meant to share this last week when I had typed up follow the pros. Those of you that are taping channel 46 or watching it when you get home from work or however you're digesting that channel, what I forwarded you in between 4 and 5 o'clock Central Time, and in between 5 and 6 Eastern Time, they have the show is called Options Actions. And what you have is you have most of the option traders that are that work for CNBC. They show what stocks they're involved in and the things that they have in their portfolio. And so I just took a picture of it on my phone, and I do this from time to time, like when I'm traveling. I'll just take a snapshot of it when it pops up on the screen while they're talking, so that I can go study later and not have to watch the whole show in its entirety. So what I sent you, and I have another one, right? And let me see if I got these settings.
Well, I don't see anything.
It didn't forward it didn't
Yeah.
send the link over?
Mm-mm.
No.
No, I don't have it either.
Okay, hold on. All right, coming back. Who am I missing? Tony. Okay. All right, let me know when you all get that and open it up.
All right.
All right, so everybody should know the name on that screen. It's the Peter Naborian.
Yep.
Now, those are all the stocks that he's long in, meaning he has owned those stocks more than a year.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody see anything familiar on there?
Yep. Love is Southwest Airlines.
RCL.
NFL. Yep.
Target,
UPS.
United Airlines. He's long all those stocks.
Netflix.
Netflix, yep. So what I do is when I say follow the pros, a lot of times I'll steal that information right off the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a picture of it, bam, and then I'll keep it with me. And then what I do is I'll go in and do a fundamental analysis on that and then listen to why he says he owns these to kind of give myself a base. I'll build a base out of this information, and then I'll build up from there. But I use these and so that's and then I got another one here. I'm gonna send it right quick. I have another one.
How are they able to do that? Because normally on those YouTube videos and stuff, they always talking. How are they able to do that? Share those, because they always have to have this disclaimer about I can't share my watch list, yada yada yada.
Yeah, I'm not. I guess for the sake of people for the sake of people using it to make investment choices, they might not want to be guilty of that. I'm trying to find. I did another one. Hold on. And I meant to get that out to you last week because I wanted you all to see that.
It's cheap too.
I got another one. I'll get it out to you all before the end of the call. But go ahead, Cormisha, walk me through what you got.
Okay, so at the top where you're at the Market Watch, go to scan, the one right next to it. Keep going up.
Okay.
Okay, so this is just a filter that you can basically create. This scan in, you want to change that from all optionables.
Where you at?
The scan in right underneath the option hacker.
Okay.
Change that. They already have public lists, and the lovers and losers are here. The top 10, you could do it by industries also. The guy that I saw, he wanted this to be all shares. Okay, all stocks. And so then you want it to intersect with and change that to weeklies. Go down to the public and and then go to weeklies.
Okay.
Okay.
Did everybody follow that? It's on the video, so if you have to go back and look at it.
Yeah.
So this automatically, if you scroll over to the right, Delos, on the first
Hold on, let me move you over here. Okay. Scroll to the right.
Where the little scroll bar is underneath where it says options date to expire, there's a little scroll bar. Scroll that over. Yep, that right there. All the way. It's showing you that there's that many amount of weeklies altogether that are available right now.
Okay.
You want to put these parameters in. So scroll back over. This first one is you want to actually change this. That is one that you could do. You could do the delta if you want the delta to be like Mr. Pellet said, the negative 31 to 40 is what he utilizes altogether. But you can also change this filter over to doing the stock price. So this filter, however, says option first. So you want to X this one out and then add a filter. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep, scroll over so you can exit out with that. Scroll over with the bar on, yep. Exit out. Right above there says add filter.
Okay.
Do a stock one.
Okay.
So now you want to change that from add size to the actual stock price, the close.
Okay.
And then you set in how much the minimum you're looking at. This is where you told us for y'all money, the 20s through 50s overall for it. You could put the minimum for however much you like, and then the maximum up to what you want for the stock close.
So minimum. So let's just use an example for you. So what was your minimum?
My minimum I did was 5, which was like the 500.
500. Okay.
And then no 5. It'll change like 5.
Okay.
Yep. And then you want to do the options. You can set that for days to expire, like you have a 14, since that will show the next 2 weeks altogether overall for it, or you can remove this one. But the main thing is just to have your stock close price, and then you can add the fundamentals also in here. So you can do another add filter, and it's really just upon what you want to figure out. It, the fundamentals that I saw the guy did was the cash flow per share.
Yeah.
And he did 30% for the minimum.
Okay, good stuff.
Cash flow. What is this?
No negative.
No negative? Okay.
And press scan. So, did something. Go over.
So it looked like,
Yeah, but yours is steadily going. Oh.
yeah, it looked like it only pulled up Amazon.
There's-
And I know it's probably, I don't know, I probably did something wrong.
It's $5 at minimum 50. Okay, change that from the current annuity from that changed to a $30. $30. Do the 30%. Y percentage, yeah.
Gotcha.
And then do 30.
Oh, okay. Scan again.
Yeah, yours not showing any matches on there though.
And I guess what I'm gonna do is probably get in here and let me see if I change this number to 25. Nope.
X out do the X on the fundamentals because that narrowed yours down to 293. That third filter, remove that one for the fundamentals. Say X. I don't know why yours isn't doing it, but press scan now. Yeah, yours is still.
Yeah, now I'm trying to figure out like why is it pulling up Apple?
So mine, all stocks, weeklies, overall for stock close. Go to the max days to expiration.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, your days to expiration, that minimum right there, remove that. Make that 0 and then put it on the max of 14.
14 over here.
Yeah.
All right, makes sense. Okay.
Okay, scan. Yeah, yours is an eyeball. I don't know.
Yeah.
Going on overall for.
And you can't share, Cormisha?
Let me see if it'll.
Hey, hold on, let me stop sharing and then let you see if you can do it. Just hit the little green bar down in the middle. I gotta step away 1 second.
There you go.
Is that you, Kwame?
Yeah. Okay, so like on my scan overall for it, let me move this so y'all got more space. My scan, all stocks, the intersection with weeklies all together. My stock close amount, I did $5.40 essentially to $65 was my parameters that I said. My options were to expire within 14 days. And then the earnings per share from my fundamentals, I also did a current of 7.7. This is a new one I just did because you were talking about the earnings recently.
Yeah, earnings per share.
So when I do these filters, it brings down 53 overall for it. So these are showing altogether that fit the parameters of my stock within this price last close. They are options that are going to expire within 14 days. And then their fundamental earnings per share is at least 7.7 right now.
Okay.
When you have this list, you can create it as a save as watch list and you just name it how you like overall for it. So then when you go back to your watch list, you can show it here, your personals. So this is the demo that I just said. And all of these that were in there are there. So you see this right here, this Cahole.
Uh-huh.
This is what that guy was talking, Mr. Police was
Yeah.
talking about overall for it, and I added it.
Yeah.
That means for these that are highlighted in green on this watch list. So let me go to the trade one here. When you go to this one overall for it, it met the parameters of the Cahole, which just means that it closed. Let me get my notes because I don't have the closed at the high of the low for the day.
All right.
And so, Cormisha, I know you got you say something about a smaller account. That so on that list, I'll tell you two right now that you probably should get that will go up for you. That CenturyLink.
Okay.
CenturyLink and United Airlines.
I did. I have United Airlines on my list.
Okay, because those are the two that's gonna those are the best two that I saw on that list.
Okay. And I don't know if y'all are familiar with like the Cisco. Sorry, my computer was dying.
I found Cisco this morning.
Oh, look at you.
I was gonna share it today. Look at you.
What, Cisco?
I did a scan.
Look at you. Found Cisco
Gerald
as
did a
well.
scan using this platform?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess this is, I'm not sure who's all using it, but this is probably going to be the next learning curve for everybody would be using this platform for all your information along with the other one. You can use either or. So it's not you won't be successful if you don't use this one. This is a good platform. I've always used the other one because it was just more convenient, but this has a lot more tools to it. When I'm upstairs in the evening, just doing research, I always go use my 3 screens. I would always bring this up, but I was just doing basic information on it. Just looking up stuff on charts. I would split the screen so I can have multiple things going on at the same time, but it's a bunch of good information on here. I see that Cormisha and Gerald, this is kind of like, I think we kind of pushed Gerald into learning this, and Cormisha kind of started out like she took her training wheels off at the door. So she'll probably be teaching us how to maneuver through this in the upcoming meetings, which is good. Everybody's chipping in.
And the letters.
And so like these watch lists will become more and more important.
Our screen ain't that color. How you change all that?
The Cahole and stuff.
The Cahole, this one or
I don't remember my screen being my letters.
you can change
my
all
font.
your colors and your fonts based
Your
upon
font.
the application settings here.
Oh, okay.
There
Because
you
that's
go.
easier to read.
Yeah. But it'd be important to get your watch list down.
Yes, but Delos, can I finish this? Sorry.
Huh?
Can I finish this too? Sorry.
The way.
With this overall for it. So like this just created, because like how yours was crazy amounts, this just created the watch list. And then after you do, so I don't know, these numbers that I have right here, I can make the watch list, the trade will link up with it, as well as the quick chart. You can change these numbers so that they'll all match up with whichever stock you're looking at. So this is the chart for VZ, this is the trading options available for VZ, and this is the one that I'm on. If there's a stock that you don't like or don't want it to be on your watch list anymore, you can just delete it from here and tab up, and that way it's no longer on here overall for it.
Now you're on to the next.
And now it's the next one, so I can look at their chart, I can look at what their options are in regards to it, and you still have the analyzation one that you can do here as well. That's it.
That's good stuff.
I've been benched.
Drew has been benched. We have a new tight end.
About this stuff. I can't get it on my computer.
Can't
So
beat
I got a quick question for everybody. Did everybody notice the premium prices different 1 week after earnings reports?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's typical.
They reel you in.
Yeah, that's typical. But you're gonna have some people say they don't play the week of earnings. Some people can't wait till earnings reports come out. There's earnings reports throughout they don't all report at the same time. So there's earning reports coming soon. Matter of fact, Cormisha, if you give it back, I'm gonna run a scan right fast.
Mm-hmm.
All you gotta do is hit the calendar up there and it'll show you.
I was a calendar where?
Go to your chart or what is it? Your tools up here up top? No. What happened?
I think Cormisha gave the screen back.
Oh. Hang on,
Hold on.
I got it on mine.
No, hold on, Chuck.
The hell was that?
Chuck give you
Bellows
gas,
over
man.
there glitching. Bellows got caught in a time warp.
Yeah.
Did you glitch? Who are you?
Yeah, glitch. This is really not me.
Body snatcher.
There you go.
Delo's really sitting outside. All right, researching ideas, and I'm gonna just run a stock screener. Let me see.
Bellows, he used to talk us through stuff. He don't even talk to us.
He said, "Y'all know."
Hey, I'm just assuming y'all know. All right, that's what I'm doing.
Are you
That's
good?
what I'm
Talking
doing.
through everything. Boy, look here, boy.
Yeah, cause man, y'all scary advanced me, man. I'm like man, I ain't never been around some people that picked up on something so fast.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm just setting this up, right? I'm just trying to figure out how to what companies have either confirmed or proposed an earnings report in the next 40 days. So what I'm trying to do, not only do I want to know if they got an earnings report coming up in the next 40 days, we all on the call know that the premiums are much higher during that time, right? So it gives you something to look forward to just to help you make a better decision. Because like I said, you know the basics of calls and puts, right? You're way past where you probably should be at this point. So good. But now you want to be strategic in your moves, right? And not just go, every week might not be something you may have to hold off to get into something that's going to be having an earnings report coming up, or maybe an earnings report that's just passed that was good. So what I'm doing here, I just the current price, I just got $5 and anything greater than 50. So I just cover the whole spectrum, right? I'm not going to pick a specific price, but you can dial down into that if you want. And then from the street value in the CFRA report, I just want to get anything that they got in a buy status, hold status, 5 stars, 4 stars, and have a confirmed or proposed confirmed or proposed earnings call coming up in the next 40 days. So I'm gonna hit these. I'm gonna view these matches just to see what comes up. And so here's a list of stocks that fall up under that criteria. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get this table off here. Can you see that table or no? Did it go to another screen?
No, it's a-
You can see the table.
No, I
Can
don't
you
one.
see that?
Criteria for custom screen.
Okay, so you all can see that screen there. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So for an example, right? Who was talking about Cisco systems? Carmisha. All right. So we're gonna go put that in. How many of you have already got these abbreviations down? Like, be like, go to this, bam, bam, go to that, bam, bam. Yeah, it's
I
like,
like that. Carmisha do. I don't have like that.
all right. So from looking at this, right, I'm gonna go to the chart. I'm gonna see, we're looking at the 20 and the 200. You all see, so Gerald here is what you would call, Gerald, the picture of truth. Is that what you?
Picture of power.
The picture of power. All right, so you can see the trajectory of Cisco since that kind of happened. Dip back down here in the low, and then now it's going back up, right? So if you wanted to get in here and take a look at the options chart itself, let's see what the RSI is saying. It's neutral. It's in between the 30 and the 70, so it's a neutral zone. But we do know they got an earnings report coming up based on the scan that we did. Let's go here and let's see what value, if any. You might not find any value, but if there is any, then we'll see it. So this is 1 week out. I mean, it all
Share your
depends,
screen.
right? You can build
Can't
a
see.
premium.
We can't see.
The screen.
Oh, you can't see? Oh, crap.
Delos is out on the porch. This is a clone.
Yeah. Every time I do that, I hate, okay. I have to switch it up okay, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, so you can look here and say, hey, you can kind of build a premium. This is next week. One thing I didn't do was to see when is the earnings report. I'll go to their calendar, like Chuck mentioned earlier. So they are predicting to have a earnings release.
Where's it at on here?
Calendar.
Yeah, I can never.
Right here, May the 13th.
We still on. I don't see you.
Good Lord, hold on, man. My
Yeah.
bad, G.
It was still an options chain.
Go back to.
You think so? I can never find it.
It's back up there with the summary and all them.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, you can
Oh,
see it
yeah.
now. Yeah.
So the calendar,
Okay.
and it's right here. So Cisco's got an earnings report tomorrow. It looks like, and it's going to be at 4:30. So it's going to be post market. And the good thing about Cisco, right, is they also pay a dividend. So they let me see. April 2nd was the ex-dividend date, and they're gonna pay out on April 22nd. They're gonna pay out on April 22nd the dividend. But this is a good solid company for a small account that's trying to build. So it's a good one to recommend to people. Based on the summary and the parameters that I had put in the search, they're in a buy status. They're actually in an upgrade, hold, neutral hold, 4 stars, 3. So they got a whole bunch of critics that got them in neutral or buy status, which is good for someone that's looking to go long on a stock or maybe ride the uptrend of the rise of the company. So this is let me see. I have to remember to share the screen that I'm going to. So here is the options chart for Cisco. And as you can see, 10 days to expiration. I mean, you can build a little bit of premium here. You got your closest to the money, be at $43, but they report this week. So let's look and see. It's not
Hey,
bad.
Dallas, I do have another one.
Another company. Okay, what you got?
BFC. You
say BFC? Hold on.
Be like Victor, right?
Victor Francis Charlie.
Okay. You say BV?
B.
Victor Francis Charlie.
Gotcha.
VFC.
Oh.
VFC.
V as in Victor.
Victor.
Oh,
Victor.
VFC. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Is this, what is this? VF Corp.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they actually own like North, they own Timberland, North Face overall for it, which is, one of the apparels and sportswear overall for it. And they have Kipley, which is a bag, a women's purse and bag overall for it. I never heard of that one before altogether. But fundamentally wise.
Yep. Let me do this. Okay. So let's take. So this is their profile. Luggage, sportswear, occupational and performance apparel category. Its products are marketed to consumer shopping in specialty stores, department stores, national chains, mass merchants, and its own direct-to-consumer operations. There it is. North Face, Vans, Timberland, and Kipling.
Okay.
So they got all this stuff here.
Yeah.
And North Face, white people love all the time, and I love North Face.
And, and those damn Vans too.
Yeah.
True.
All these kids in this neighborhood got them damn Vans.
Yeah.
I think it's a reward out if you hit somebody with Vans on around here. All right. So let's see. So far so good. I mean, the
summary.
Held by institutions is 77. They actually pay a dividend. I mean, so far so good. Yeah.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, you did your homework on it. Let's see what the let's see. Let me share that. Hold on. I know you can't see.
You want to impress me? Hollow.
I'm trying to get you all to the options chain. I gotta, new share. All right. Yeah, you have to go back and forth, which is okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit, yeah. Hey, Chuck, this.
That's this week.
That's this week, yeah.
Hey, Carmisha.
Hit all in the range.
Hey, Carmisha, we might have a spot for you on the team. Chuck. Hey, Chuck.
Open it up.
Hey,
Chuck,
hold on. I got to stock the shirt too now. Hold on.
Yeah. Is Chuck getting fired?
No, man.
Chuck.
That's why I say I got one before we get off. I got one.
Hey, Chuck, you ain't caught a pass in 10 games, bro.
Put it on waivers, huh? Waivers.
And you the only one with a glove commercial. He can't catch the ball. No, hey, this is
Yeah.
This is good stuff. But you know what? That's why we meet.
Mhm.
These diamonds in the rough are out there.
Yeah.
Good fundamental analysis.
Yeah.
Good company. This premium here, and it's 3 days left to expiration. You know, you could come in here at 53 and a half,
Yeah.
you know, and build you $180. That ain't bad.
Yep.
That ain't bad. Let's see what if that's 3 days, what is 10 days?
26, yeah.
Yeah, you can stay way out of the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good find, Cormish.
Yeah.
But those are some of the things that the other group needs to see some of this stuff too. Like, I know you all are sharing. I see Jeanette sending stuff to them, but these are just good things that we all bringing stuff to the table, and this is how you build a good solid foundation, and you kind of know where to go now. You know what I mean? You don't have to. You can run daily scans, but get your list of 15 that you kind of follow on a regular basis.
Can we talk about
ETFs? Yep. As soon as I was gonna let Chuck get his out the way.
Okay.
Y'all don't scare Chuck away. You don't scare Chuck away.
Yeah. So if you all want to go, definitely get this down on your watch list. Not bad at all. Nice job, Cormisha.
Yeah.
Finna go back and we'll talk about ETFs right now. Okay, so does everybody know what ETFs are?
No, we'll talk about it.
Funds,
What are they?
electronically traded funds.
So, Cormisha had a question, Dennis, about, kind of like, what are they? Like, what's the benefit of owning them? An ETF pretty much is just
Safe.
yeah, because it's a mixture, it's a combination of
not even owning them though, but doing the options trading on the ETF?
Yep. So that's what I was gonna do here is run a scan. Let me see. I'm gonna run an ETF scan.
A minute now. I think it was on the one we set up overall for it.
I gotta move y'all face around. Hold on. So we'll create a scan. So let's just do a index. Let's just see how many they are. So do you all ever see any of these names on TV, like Wisdom Tree and ProShares, iShares? You ever see any of those commercials? They have them on Channel 46 all the time. Like here, like these are just funds that are put together by hedge fund managers. And let's see one. Let's go let's try one that we probably. JP Morgan, AMJ. Let's see if we can get. Hold on, what'd you say?
Do JNUG, JNUG.
JNUG.
I've been looking at this one for a minute now.
Okay.
JNUG.
Hold on.
Wall company I bought to the table that time.
No, it's not. Don't do that one.
Is that it? That JNUG?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What happened here? Okay. So this looks like the COVID fall too. It's neutral. So this is a blended fund, meaning it's probably got a bunch of risky and a bunch of new stocks mixed together. So when you have a blended fund, you got it's just steady growth. This is kind of what they threw Dennis in when he first came over to TD Ameritrade. He pretty much gave him a blank check. They put half his stuff in with these money market accounts and stuff that's going to gradually grow over time. But let's see. I've never. I've only done the VIX. I've never really dabbled in the ETF, but we can surely look and see. The ratings over here don't kind of hit the target. I guess they do pay a dividend. Not sure if these are held by any financial institutions, but we can surely look at the let's see the performance. So I guess it's down from, I guess, here in what date would that be? Let me just see. So I guess the fund just started in like late 2013.
Mhm.
So it's down tremendously from where it started, and so I'm not sure if it's something that I would feel comfortable investing in, but it's worth a look, right? It's worth. I mean, so far it's not checking off a lot of the boxes for me personally per se. So what I'm gonna do is go here and look like it's being oversold. Yeah, let me see. Premium's not bad, but hold on.
Share your screen.
Yeah, we can't see
Oh,
it.
yeah, my bad. I'm the only one looking at it saying premiums don't look bad. All right, so here we go. Let me change this to all. And I apologize, guys. I got to keep moving your face around so I can get to certain stuff. All right.
We don't see that.
All right. So, I mean, this is a three-day to expiration.
Yeah.
Like I said, premium's not bad. I'm not comfortable. I guess I'm not gonna say it's bad, right? I'm just not comfortable enough with ETFs. I've never really traded ETFs because I always wanted some tangible to own. If I got the shares put to me, and I would almost be safe to say that it's probably going to act the same way. But the fund was just created in 2014. There's enough volume here to speculate that hey, there's a bunch of people in it. So you got some solid volume. It's not high as I would like to see it, but the premiums are nice. Let me see what the 10-day looks like. Yeah, so this is something that you as you research it, Cormisha, I would say that this is a good find as well. So I'm not going to talk down ETFs. It's just a bunch of them, and I've never really invested in ETFs because they're funds, and I always felt like my 401k was a fund, so I didn't want to keep investing in things I was already purchasing.
Got it.
Through my job, so that's why me personally stayed away from it. But it's not a bad thing, and as you can see here, you have a real good safe zone up here and still be able to make some good cash. It's not bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can get that far away from the money and grab $200. That's kind of how Bowen was setting up, the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But not bad though, not bad. And I would urge you and encourage you to keep looking at them and just become a master of them. And then you can kind of share with the team what you're finding about them. And I'll be looking at them myself so we can kind of have some dialogue before the call.
Okay.
But I'll start, because you're interested in them, I will do a deep dive into it, and I'll be in the pool with you.
Okay. Thanks, Delos.
Yeah, not bad either. No, Tony Tony, you take a picture, Tony?
Take a picture?
Yeah. Tony said, I'm getting those tomorrow.
Oh, no, I'm not messing with the ETFs.
Yeah, not yet anyway.
Yeah, nah.
Let's see. Chuck, you say you had a stock.
Chuck, yeah. What you got, Chuck?
We'll look at this one and then we'll let everybody get their time back. Chuck, can you hear us?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
You sure?
Just got an argument. You been in an argument?
Hey, Chuck, you got that hairspray stock?
Yeah.
What you got? What you got for us,
Was
man?
coming out of an argument or something?
Huh? I don't know. But does anybody else have anything for today?
Yeah, real quick. I was looking at a video today. It was quite helpful. It was on weekly puts, selling weekly puts for income, and it was real informative. And the guy got to a part where everything I knew he was talking about, and he got to a part where he said because we're selling put options, you can have a early assignment. And I said, huh? And he started explaining the early assignment. And I had never heard you talk about early assignment. Now, he was on a margin account, and I didn't know if that's the difference, why he could have an early assignment. And that's something that I didn't have to worry about because I don't have a margin account. But can you talk a little bit about early assignment?
Yeah, so when people say early assignment, those are really tied to a margin account. And what happens is TD Ameritrade can decide that this trade is going tremendously wrong for both parties, and they just say, "Hey, we cashing you out because you don't have enough money." Typically, that happens when you don't have enough money in your account too. So it's a two-part situation. They'll see that you've removed some money from your account, and you don't even have enough to cover any longer your end of the bargain. Then they'll cash you out of stock that you don't even like, that you own. They'll try to do whatever they can to correct your account themselves to personally get their money back out of what they loaned you. So as an example, you own Cisco and you bought 10 contracts and you use 50% of their money. Mm-hmm. If Cisco starts going to zero, they have interest in your position now. So what they'll do is take all your stock that's got some value to it, that's just in your regular portfolio. They'll sell that off in order to recoup their funds that you just lost. And sometimes you hear people say early assignment, and they use it in ways that I can understand why you'd be confused, but we have rolling out of a stock is a form of early assignment as well. So like when you don't wait till Friday to close out your deal, that's an early assignment. That's a form of an early assignment.
Well, let me jump in right there. This particular guy, he was using those terms, and you showed us this one week. He was rolling out before the expiration, before they got put to him. So this whole 40-minute video, he never talked about the call side at all. he only played on the put side. And the way he stayed on there is he would roll out of a stock that basically would get put to him if he didn't. And they would pay him a premium, albeit somewhat smaller than we get if we go to the call side, to replace on the put side. So he would he'd stay over there 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks until that stock recouped, just like we do on the call side.
Yeah, yeah, and so I'll show you as an example. I'll just go to Best Buy.
Yeah, he just kept rolling out and getting back on the put side.
Yep, and I'll show you this. Let me share this. So as an example, come on. All right, there we go. All right. So as an example, the stock is currently trading at, say today was Friday, and the stock was at this 70, I guess the last price was 77.05.
Yep.
If he had if he had this option open right here, all he's doing is on Friday is buying it back and rolling it back to another strike point in the same day. So like if it's at 77 at 1 o'clock, he'll buy it back and try to roll back. Now he wasn't necessarily gaining any money, but he wasn't necessarily losing any money either. In some cases, he may end up losing unless he roll out of this week altogether and roll into the next week. Because rolling back in the same week sometimes can cost you.
I'm sorry, he was rolling into next week.
Right, he had to be.
And he was
because
picking up
rolling,
small premiums. He was picking up small.
Right, because as you can see right here, right, I can just use these three right here. If I had to buy this contract back at 139 and roll back into 76, I've lost I've lost $38.
Yeah.
And if I got to roll out of this to roll into this, that's 75. I've lost $26. Because every time I roll back, I'm buying back. I'm getting a premium that's less than what I just paid to get out of the deal. So if he's not ever wanting to own the stock, he can play that game. That's fine, but he better be rolling from here to here.
That's what he was doing.
Right. Because if he's not doing that, then he just made a 40-minute video of how he's losing all his cash.
No, because he showed his growth, and he was over the whole year. I mean, he kept pretty copious notes, and he was showing how he grew. I mean, he had a chart of how he grew like 200%.
200%.
Yeah, even more so than one of the was it the Dow or one of the traders.
Yeah,
but it was interesting because like I said, they were never getting
put to him.
They were never getting put to him.
Yeah.
And he was just going down. He was trading from his phone, the Thinkorswim on his phone, and you showed us. Literally, it says "roll out." Those words.
Yeah, roll out.
And he was rolling out until the next week, and he was coming in right on the same number, like 77 in your example right there.
So I'll give you an example. To buy out of 73, gonna cost you $43, right? I can roll out of this if the stock start dropping, and roll into next week at the same strike point, but look at the premium I receive. So it cost me $43 to roll out the contract. And into the next week, I'll pick up 156. So what you're doing at that point is 156 minus the 43 equals 146. That's 113 that you'll collect in a positive.
Yeah.
So he was just making those smaller premiums, but what he was doing was he was saying, I'm not losing money. And as long as I need to wait this out, because again, his fundamental analysis, I mean, a lot of what we talk about, he said, I'll just walk it out. You know, he said, I don't trade all of my eggs in one, but kind of like what you were sharing with us. So there may be an account over there or a contract or two that's on the margin. So where if it costs $4,800 to us, it may cost $700 of his real money on a margin account. What is it, like 20%?
Yeah. Right.
So I mean, again, I didn't know if his terminology was based on him just having a margin account, and that's not going to happen to us because we're trading with real capital? Or is that a term that we need to be mindful of?
Well, when you say early assignment, I've never, because my contract don't expire till Friday. So you can't assign me stock and the price is still above me. You can't.
No, I think it came down to him like on a Wednesday or and then they early assigned it to him. And I was thinking it was based on his margin account.
Yeah, I have to look in that, Gerald. I've heard people say that, but every
video.
Yeah, everybody that I've heard talk that language had some type of margin account where the big brother had a hand in what was about to take place.
Yeah.
I've never, with my own money, I've never had anybody early assign me anything. And you know, as an example, Tony, myself, we got put to stock for Boeing and it was below us, but it still didn't expire till Friday.
Right.
Nobody assigned anything to us. Like it, we let it expire. Like Tony accepted it at 140. I accepted mine at 136. You accepted yours at 140.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what he's and I, like once I see the video, I'll be able to say, yep, that's exactly what happened to him. Like he, yeah, they made him exercise it early so that they can get their money back.
Yeah, he said, and it was rare. I mean, he showed us in his book, in his note keeping.
Yeah.
All out of all his trades, like 700 trades throughout the year, it happened like 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3 times where he got early assignment. Yeah, and I'm wondering if it was strictly due to, you know, specific things like, okay, it's a margin account because, I mean, you just lived through the price being underneath you, and they waited till Friday. Like you could have exercised out of that Friday up until 3 o'clock. So,
you can imagine my ears perked up. I was like Scooby-Doo. What?
Yeah.
Early assignment. Whoa.
Yeah, send that to me. Yeah, send that to me, Gerald. Let me look at that.
Yeah. Other than that, it was a good video, man. Pretty informative.
It's a lot of good stuff out there. Some of it you know, now that because you way more advanced than you were 40 days ago. Now when you hear some of the terminology, you know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's not completely foreign to you, but just to keep learning, and you know, that's why they created those scans. That's where most people play after they learn the terminology and how to hit the buttons. Yeah. Then it just becomes a scan game.
And you know what else? I got on with Follow the Money Brothers today. They did that webinar or whatever.
How was it?
It was more of a pitch. It was more of a pitch for an algorithm deal and heat seekers, yeah. Unusual activity, and I mean they found these unusual stocks. They was running away, but I'm like, I mean, you can
do that with bar chart.
Yeah, what we doing is fine. I don't need that.
Yeah, and you'll see that's part of your journey through the woods. You already gonna know that is not a maple tree. You know what I mean? Because everybody trying to sell something, or you know, everybody trying to sound smarter than the next guy. All this stuff is very basic. Once you learn it, and you start pushing the buttons and playing with it live, it's no secret. People try to make it seem like, you know.
Right, brain surgery. Well, the thing is, they the brothers wasn't even on the call. They was bumping off of their name, you know, whoever. There's a lot of that out there. Yeah, but does anybody else have anything? Hey, Gerald, send me that video. I will.
We're good to Thursday.
Good stuff, y'all. Appreciate you, dude.
Yep.
Hey, Cormisha, I'm depending on you for next week now. Show us some more good stuff on that Thinkorswim platform.
Hey, y'all know it's Tony's anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Tony.
Thank you. Yeah. 30 years, man.
Happy anniversary, bro.
30 years.
Yeah, shit. I put up with it for 30 years.
Hey, you know what?
Around, right?
Hey, Tony, has it been 30 happy years?
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
Is your wife standing there?
No, she's gone. She's over at her sister's house, man.
Okay then.
But,
I thought she was
This is
standing
a
there.
recording though. This is a recording though.
That's right. That's right. I know it.
And Missy right behind
Exactly.
No.
you. Internet right here.
But,
Hey, we'll send that video. I'm gonna let you all have your time back.
mhm.
If you need something, and Gerald, I'll call you tomorrow to talk through Boeing, man, so that you can make some moves with that.
Hey, G, if you don't want them 100 shares of Boeing, man, you can just switch them over to my account.
Hey, we'll check with y'all tomorrow, man.
All right, then.
All
All right.
right.
Everybody
All right.
be safe. Stay blessed.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, Chuck.